Hello, thanks for clicking this video. My name is James, and I've been a semi-professional or struggling professional musician for more than 20 years, and I've acquired a few funny stories in that time, and I figure if they make me laugh, they might make someone else laugh too, so I want to share them. Now, these are not tales of rock and roll debauchery, so if you're looking for that, go look up Motley Crue or some similar group. But if you're a singer-songwriter or soloist or just general working musician like I've been, you'll probably get a laugh out of these. So here we go. Story one. So a few years after graduating from Berkeley, I'm still living in Boston, and I would regularly check their online job postings for any gigs. One day I responded to one of a recording session needs a keyboard player, and I didn't think anything of it. I figured it's another gig I won't hear back about. But this guy called me within the hour, and I was real excited and grateful that I had responded to his ad and was asking when I could get started. And he was so enthusiastic and excited that he got me excited. And I neglected to ask probing questions about exactly what the job was and more importantly, what it paid. I was just thinking, oh, great, I just got a gig. That was easy. So he wanted to see me as soon as possible. I had to work. I said, when I get off of teaching, I can come. So that's what I did. After teaching that day, I drove to the address he gave me. And remember, I got there around 8 o'clock. And to my surprise, it wasn't a recording studio, and there was no band or there was no artist. It was just this guy in his apartment with his very minimal home recording setup. But I figure, all right, well, we'll see how it goes. So I start setting up, and we're having small talk. And I remember he tells me he records on Logic. But he didn't have Logic that day. He was using Pro Tools. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. I don't really need to know any of this. I'm just here to play the keyboards. Anyway, we get started, and it became obvious very quickly. He didn't really know anything about music, and he had the chords to Pachelbel's Canon in D, and any of you who've played weddings know that song. And actually, even if you've never played a wedding, you've probably heard the Canon in D. It's a very famous progression of chords. So he had those chords. I don't remember how he got them because he couldn't play them, but he had those chords sort of like semi-recorded, but they were up a step in E flat, so it was Canon and E flat. So anyway, I picked that out pretty quickly, and then he'd written lyrics over them, and then he was directing me to play certain things and make different sounds. But as we went on, it became obvious he also really didn't know much about the recording process either. He didn't really know how to use his own software. And at the time, I had a really basic understanding of Pro Tools. I just started messing around with it. So I started interjecting myself in that process, and then after a while I was just doing all of it, and he would be in the chair directing me, and he actually commented after a while, like, whoa man, you're doing everything, like you're the producer and the arranger, the engineer, and the keyboard player. And I'm thinking, yeah, how that happened? So we go on like this for about 5 hours, and around 1 o'clock in the morning we finally wrap up, and we're tired and think, okay, well we got something done. We got this thing pretty much done, not finished but pretty done. So I go to close it down and trying to save it, and it won't save. Doing all the functions, Control S, file save, all the things you do to save the file, and for some reason it's not saving. And I'm thinking, well, this is weird. So finally I say, okay, let me shut it down, and when you go to close it, the little window pops up, and you're sure you want to shut down your session without saving? And then you save it. Okay, so I do that, but the window doesn't pop up, it just closes. And blank screen. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? That's not supposed to happen. So I open the session back up, and it's gone. Everything's gone. And I'm like, I'm freaking out, and he's kind of freaking out, like, what just happened? Why'd that happen? What's going on? And after a few minutes, we figure out that the version of Pro Tools he was using was a free demo version he downloaded that had no save function. We could never have saved anything. So the whole evening had been a waste. And that was pretty deflating. And then I don't remember, he didn't pay me anything that night, and I don't remember putting up much of a fight. I think I was just tired and deflated. Anyway, he called me a few days later and wanted me to come back and try again. And I said, well, you never pay me for that. And we had a whole back and forth. And I was like, look, here's my address, mail me a check. And when I get it, we'll talk. And which, of course, he never paid me. So anyway, I just swallowed that as a lesson learned. And now funny story for you to hear. So, all right, that's one.